Okay, and now our first presenter is Megan Holt with Megan Holt Health Coaching. Megan, will let you take it over from here. I believe you said you don't have slides, so Mike, I think you can just pull the screen share down. Awesome.
Okay, right on. Yeah, we can get started. Thank you all for listening to me today present. I decided to do it a little bit differently today. Not have a presentation. So I want to get started by saying that I am fascinated by human behavior and looking at why we do the things that we do. So to start off, I'm going to share with you the beginning of a little girl named Megan back in the day, and her behaviors and how those behaviors led to her thinking a little bit more about why she was doing them, and go from there. So as a little girl, I would take a measuring tape like this, and I would head into the living room. You know, everyone's gone. I don't know if what they're doing. They're outside, they're poking around, cleaning, I don't know. And I would take the measuring tape and I would put it around my waist, okay? And I would memorize that number, okay? Then what I would do next, I'd drop the measuring tape right there and I would go run outside and I would take lap after lap outside and I'd run back in and I'd take the measuring tape and I would put it back around my waist and I would look at that number and I would try and see if I lost anything. Like that is something that I did. All right, next what I would do, I would go down in the basement. This is a scale, not a real one, obviously. And pay attention to that too, because I actually don't have a real scale in my home. But you'll notice what it says here. This will determine your happiness. This is all that I saw. I would go downstairs and I would step on that scale and I'd do almost the exact same thing. I'd run on the treadmill. I would do a workout. I would do Zumba, anything, you name it. And I'd hop back on. And this is again what I would see. If there's any decrease, that is going to determine my happiness. If there was just the slightest decrease, I was happy. Okay. Now, let's move on. Getting a little bit older and into the more, you know, how you look, you care about what people see. I would look into the mirror, okay? If I didn't like what I saw, if I had a blemish here, a blemish there, if I didn't think my hair looked right, that gathering with friends that I was gonna go to, no, I wouldn't go. I'd give some excuse, I'm too tired tonight, or I just don't feel like it, maybe next time. That was me. That was me growing up. Those behaviors, they are what they are. Next, as I got older, I recognized these behaviors, but not the way I do now. So what happened is they escalated into these cycles. These cycles of saying yes to everything, big people pleaser. Let's see, I was a perfectionist. Again, everything had to be perfect. I would spend hours on something just to make it more perfect. Again, if I didn't look right or feel right, I wasn't gonna go. I wasn't gonna do something, like hanging out with really good friends. thinking about how that might maybe look. So the most challenging part of all this, the biggest cycle that I had was with food. I noticed as a child, I would always go for mom's apple bars, brownies, whatever it was, but it wasn't just one, it wasn't just two, it was more like half the pan. It was an obscene amount. And this basically escalated. The more stress I was under going into college, the more I tried to be perfect at different things, the more I had to, you know, be a certain image. But no one was flat out telling me, it was what I was telling myself. The more I ate. Let's see, what are some good examples? Quick trip runs to get a whole carton of ice cream, and I would finish that in an evening. I would go to the store and get a package of Oreos, finish it. I'd go back to the store, get another package, finish it. These were really scary things for me because I knew it didn't make me feel good after, but I still did it. I still continued that cycle. So being the person that I am, I'm also a huge learner, okay? So I wanted to learn why I was doing these things. So I started listening. I started listening to podcasts, influential people that really seem to care and have a lot of knowledge in this field. And I started to learn more and more about why I was doing what I was doing. I was caught in this little rift of, okay, I see it, but how can I stop it? How can I make a change? And so really the biggest thing that started impacting my life was awareness, noticing what I was doing. So after enough noticing, there was a very influential moment in my life where I told myself that I wasn't going to eat cake, okay? It was a buddy's birthday. There was cake. I wasn't going to eat it. And after pondering for so long, all of a sudden I was like, I just want the cake. I want it so bad, but yet I don't. And friction here. And what happened was I ate the piece of cake, and then afterwards I cried and cried and cried. And I think it's okay to kind of shrug or kind of, why would you cry after eating a piece of cake? But to me, like that's the mindset that I was at. That is literally where I was at. And I told myself after that moment, I was just done. So what I started to do in that very moment was break a cycle. I told myself, I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. This was probably the biggest moment in my life, where I actually said I wasn't going to restrict anything or feel bad about what I ate, and actually doing it. It felt like a very empowering moment for myself. That really kickstarted everything that I went into. I started realizing that I wasn't the only one going through things like this. Started realizing that it's actually kind of a camaraderie amongst friends or family members. Stressful day. Do you want to go get some ice cream? Or, oh my goodness, can we meet at the bar? Just let's get a drink. Rough day. So it kind of has became this camaraderie too, which, you know, enhances the strong connection and willingness to do that. And so essentially I just became more and more aware, started saying no to things that I actually didn't want to do, started saying yes to things that I really did want to do. I started showing up for myself and being there for myself and telling myself the truth about what I wanted and how I was really feeling. I started telling people. I started telling my family, the people closest to me, that I was a binge eater, that I was really, really struggling. That was a big one. Second of all, I started living my life. I started living my life. I got my certification for health coaching. I wanted to help people. I recognize a lot of myself in what I see in others, and I knew that I could help. I knew that I could help be a voice and hold people to what they are capable of, to who they can be, the goals that they want for themselves, but even more of the life that they want to live. Okay, it's so easy to get caught up in all these little things in life. But when you stop and pause and look at it for what it is, you get one of these things called life. Like if that doesn't give you goosebumps or make you want to change something or, incorporate something that builds happiness into your life, it's a big thing. Before I get into health coaching, which is going to be very short, by the way, because I think these things matter first. I realize that this is probably backwards for all of you, but I encourage you to tell the truth to yourself first. I encourage you to have a growth mindset, to encourage yourself to ask yourself those questions to grow, okay? If there are certain things that you've been stuck on for a while, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. This is one of my favorites. You are the stories that you tell yourself. You are the stories that you tell yourself. If you tell yourself that you cannot run a mile, yeah, you probably can't. Okay? It's really that simple. If you tell yourself, I can run a 5K, you can do it. You can get through that. You are the stories that you tell yourself. Be brave enough. Be brave enough to live the stories that you want for your life. And last but not least, life is what you make it. That grudge you've been holding, that person you just are struggling to forgive in life because they offed you in some way, that's a choice you get to make. It's a hard one. It's challenging, and it's not going to be easy, but it's a choice that you get to make. So that brings me into my health coaching program. I went through a program where I go through 90 days with folks working towards goals that they want for themselves. And within that is a lot of education, a lot of base work. We ask a lot of questions about what we should be eating, how we should be eating, movement, lifestyle, all those kinds of things. But really, what the base comes down to are all of these. This is where the work is right here. That's the work. The rest, the goals, it's all great, but this is the work right here. So Megan Holt Health Coaching, everybody. That's what I have for you today.
Awesome. Let's open it up for questions and comments from everybody. You can put them in chat. You can raise your hand. I've got one for you, Megan. How do people find out about your business? How are you marketing your business right now?
So this is also the kind of this change that I've been going through. I really stopped. Before I was using flyers, trying to go to networking groups like this, 1 Million Cups, starting my own Facebook business page. Yeah, just trying to network as much as possible. Things that have slowed down or stopped, I haven't been going to as many networking events. I took down my Facebook business page because I felt like I wasn't reaching people. And so that was kind of a interesting one for me to take down. I haven't been putting up any more flyers because I didn't feel like I was reaching people that way. But I recently got referred by an individual that I'd met at a networking group. And to be honest, I feel like that is how I want people to reach me. I want people to reach me through, wow, I know this girl, and I think she would be really great working with you. And I think there's a lot more trust in that, and a lot more tenderness, knowing that, oh, you've met this person and you trust them enough to refer them to me. So yeah, I don't know if that answered your question. And also I'm passionate about a lot of things. And so health coaching isn't my mainstream right now. And it's my side baby. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and I want to continue that love and that growth in it. So it's not something that I'm also looking to expand on a large basis, at least right now in my life. So I'm only looking to maybe gain 1 or 2 more clients at this time, so that I can spend the amount of time and dedication that it takes for those clients. Yeah.
It looks like Michael Luft has his hand raised.
I did, and she kind of answered the question already about expanding and what it takes. So thank you for that.
Okay.
Number 2, I've been on about 1 billion Zoom calls since March, and yours was really, your presentation was really engaging. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. But if we were trying to find, if someone came to us and they needed help, how do we reach out to you? How do they get in contact with you?
Yep. So you can still find me on Facebook. I do have business cards with email on them, and I hand out my number. That's honestly a really great question. And after I took down my Facebook business page, I thought, oh, I don't know how people will reach me, but Facebook is really the biggest thing right now that people can message me on, or through people that I've met and who have my business card. Yeah.
It might be worth reaching out to maybe some of the, not right now because of COVID, but some of the health clinics that are in town, even they might be able to do some referrals for you.
Sure.
Make it easy. But thank you for the presentation.
Yeah, and Megan, one question that I had personally, just hearing how you prefer to find people. Have you ever looked into a group like BNI, which is specifically based around finding those types of referrals?
Yes, I was a visitor at BNI, and I actually subbed for someone yesterday. BNI is like, you're going to grow your business And I think that's maybe an underlying fear of mine, is that I'm going to grow it too fast, because BNI is very like, you know, you're always getting referrals. You know, you're sending referrals for others and they are for you. And so I think when I hit that point, and maybe that's just me needing to like push through my own roadblock. But yes, BNI, they're a very great resource. Highly recommend for anyone else who hasn't tried BNI. I highly recommend visiting and checking that out. Very, very, very cool setup. So.
Okay, and it looks like we have about enough time for the last question here. Does one of the organizers want to ask that for us?
What can we as a community do for you, Megan?
Honestly, if you know of anyone who you feel like would be a good fit for my services, again, I'm looking for 1 or 2 more clients. Feel free to have them reach out to me. If you want to stay on a little bit after and ask me those questions or send someone my way, I'd be more than happy to reach out and meet or answer any more questions that you have.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Megan, for the great presentation here today.